No one believed it was worth a life. An old, broken radio, silent for years. But for me, I felt my dad using it from heaven. My father's hands were never still when he touched this radio, like he was listening to a secret only he could hear. When he passed, the radio stopped working and the house stopped feeling alive. Everyone wanted to throw it away, but I felt this radio held one last message from him. So I made a decision. I wasn't letting this piece of my father die. What I found inside shocked me. A hidden compartment with something I never expected. A letter addressed to me in a tiny key. But what did it unlock? Was this a message from beyond? A secret my father wanted me to discover? And then the radio turned on, as if it was waiting for me all this time. What happened next changed everything I thought I knew about my father and our family. The voice was faint, almost lost in the noise, but it was unmistakable. "Listen." Carefully, it whispered. "There's more than meets the ear." Who was speaking? How was this even possible? It sounded like my dad, but older. A message recorded years ago or something else. I realized this was no ordinary radio. It was a time capsule, a bridge between past and present. Something about the way it was built allowed it to capture more than just broadcasts. Every night the radio whispered fragments, pieces of a puzzle I had to solve. The clues led me deeper into secrets my father never spoke about. I wasn't just fixing a radio, I was unlocking a secret that could rewrite our family's history. "Find the key," it said. "Find the truth." The letter wasn't just a note. It was a map, a guide to something hidden deep in my father's past. "To my son," it began, "if you're reading this, you're ready to know the truth." My father always talked about legacy, but I never imagined this. Inside the house were clues, old photographs, maps, and mysterious symbols I'd never noticed before. There was a safe hidden behind a bookshelf that no one knew about, and that Luca, that tiny key from the radio, fit perfectly. Inside was a box filled with tapes, hundreds of audio cassettes. My father had been recording something, stories, confessions, warnings. I pressed play, and his voice filled the room, clear and urgent. "Listen closely. The truth must be heard." He spoke of a time before I was born, filled with danger and choices no son should have to face. My father wasn't just a quiet man with a radio. He was involved in something much bigger, working undercover, protecting people, keeping secrets safe. He'd left coded messages in his writings, warnings for me to decode. The radio was part of it all, a tool to communicate without being traced. Every tape revealed a new layer, a story I never expected to inherit. One message led me to a secret room, a place my father built for safety. There I understood. The radio wasn't just a device, it was a lifeline. My father had enemies, and they were closer than I thought. I wasn't alone. Someone else wanted the radio's secret. It was a night I'll never forget. A stranger appeared, demanding answers. "You have something that belongs to me," he said. Who was this man? And what did he want from my father's radio? Dad had spoken of betrayal. Someone he once trusted turned enemy. This was him, the enemy, wanting the tapes, the truth hidden inside. "I won't let you erase his story," I said, my voice shaking but firm. The stakes were higher than I'd imagined. This was no longer just about the past. It was about survival. "This isn't over," he warned. The radio began to reveal more strange signals, voices from places I never expected. It wasn't just a receiver, it was a transmitter, a beacon. My father had modified it to send and receive secret messages over great distances, his way of protecting us, a lifeline in times of danger. Each signal was a warning, a plea for help, a message from the past. Then the impossible happened. The radio called out to me directly. "You must finish what I started," the voice said, "before it's too late." I knew then the secret was bigger than our family. It threatened everything. I had to uncover the truth, no matter the cost, because this was more than a story. It was a legacy. I had pieces of the puzzle, but no picture. Each clue brought more questions than answers. A woman appeared in his past, unmentioned yet ever present. I played a tape labeled "Her Story," hoping to hear her voice, her secrets. "Trust no one. They're watching," she whispered. The danger was closer than I feared. A notebook held the key, and after days of work with an old cipher wheel, a pattern emerged, coordinates pointing to a remote cabin deep in the woods, the place my father wanted me to find. It was a journey into the unknown, but I had no choice. Every step brought me closer to the truth and danger, because some secrets are meant to stay buried. The cabin looked abandoned, but I felt eyes watching. Inside were remnants of my father's life, maps, radios, personal notes. A journal read, "They are closer than ever. Trust only the radio." The radio there was different, more complex, more powerful. It hummed to life, broadcasting a strange frequency. "If you hear this, you're the last hope," a voice crackled. My heart pounded. Was this my father or a trap? I found a key and a letter. "To unlock the past, you must confront the present." Night fell, shadows moved near the window. I wasn't alone. The enemy had found me. This was no longer just about family. It was a battle for survival. The woman from the photos was his partner, but betrayal shattered their trust. She sold him out for power. "I never wanted this," my father's voice trembled on a tape, but I couldn't stop her. Her betrayal cost lives, including those he tried to protect. The greatest danger was inside the family, the circle. Confronting a suspicious family member, the truth crashed down. "I did it to protect you," they said, torn between guilt and defiance. The line between friend and foe blurred. Some betrayals teach us who we truly are, and some secrets demand justice, no matter the cost. I realized the radio was more than a relic, a symbol of resilience. I added my voice to the legacy, a new chapter for the future, because some stories are bigger than one lifetime. The secret was safe, for now. I promised to protect it like my father did. It wasn't just a machine, it was a heartbeat, a whisper from the past. The fight wasn't over, but I was ready. Because some legacies never die. To those who listen, keep the faith alive. The story continues. What would you do with a secret like this?